And congratulations to you and the entire class of 2020 and your families. Like you, Jill and I wish we could be together and in person. Our oldest granddaughter, Naomi, is also graduating. She's always talking about what an incredible experience she's had at the law school. And I'm humbled that Dean Lester asked me to be part of this special, bittersweet occasion. Jill and I have always known that the only thing we want for Naomi is what your loved ones want for you. Is something no one can guarantee. A life of happiness, success, and fulfillment. The courage to get up when you get knocked down. Purpose that provides meaning. A good life. You know, the search for one is in sharper focus lately. We've all had to stop and ask ourselves what matters most to us. And your generation has come of age in a nation at war, in deep recession, with mass shootings, and now a pandemic. I understand the anxiety and uncertainty you feel. When I graduated from law school in 1968, the country was deeply divided by war, by race, by class, by politics, by culture. While I didn't have the answers, I knew I had to be engaged. And it took me a long time, many highs and deep lows, to eventually understand that a good life is not perfect. It's made up of 1,000 little things built on character and how they all add up as we see today. It's being personal, holding a hand against a window to let a loved one know that you're there. That's how you build trust in real relationships. It's recognizing that everyone's equal to you and no one is better than you. Stepping outside to clap and show essential workers the respect they've always deserved but haven't always received. And it's understanding that no matter your best laid plans, reality has a way of intruding. Just like that, everything stops. Around the country, tens of millions of people are out of work, on edge. Each day, more lives lost and counting. People we knew or have come to know, saying goodbye on the phone, held by a stranger, a nurse, an angel who stayed so they didn't have to die alone. For everyone who's lost someone and is feeling this survivor's remorse, I know from experience you'll wonder where to go from here. But soon you realize that countless people have suffered equally or more with much less reason or hope to go on. But they get up because a good life doesn't surrender. It's someone's courage from deep down. It gives you purpose. You'll struggle with those 1,000 little things that define your character, that help you find the sweet spot that balances your ambition, success, and happiness. You'll struggle to resist the temptation to rationalize what others think is right for you, to take a certain job, to make a certain living. Resist that temptation if it doesn't feel right to you. Trust your instincts, because there's a purpose for you and for your generation to turn trauma, chaos, and cruelty into a greater measure of healing, progress, and hope for the future. In May 1932, almost 88 years ago to the day, then Governor Franklin Roosevelt, who studied law at Columbia just like you, delivered a commencement address at Oglethorpe University in Atlanta. He reminded the graduates entering the Great Depression that, quote, "Yours is not the task of making your way in the world, but the task of remaking the world which you will find before you." When he won the presidency 6 months later, he knew that overcoming the immediate crisis was just job one. But job two was what comes next. It led him back to Columbia Law and Columbia University, and he built out his administration to ask its graduates and faculty to help him write, defend, and implement the New Deal and remake the world better than before. And now it's your turn. Nurses, doctors, grocers, warehouse workers, public servants delivering the mail, protecting our streets, and keeping the buses running. All are helping us overcome the immediate crisis. That's job one. But job two, you have to be the second wave in the front lines as advocates, policymakers, community leaders, making sure that their sacrifice was not in vain. From this pandemic, you can remake the world as it should be. To see COVID-19 as a force majeure that compels us to rewrite the social contract that's been scrambled by nature's fury and human failures. You can set the terms for an economy, healthcare system, education system, immigration system, and a justice system that uplifts more people of every race, gender, and generation. You can build a truly representative democracy with more facts than lies, less money, and more people in the voting process. You can win the race against climate change by writing the laws and structures the deals that rally the rest of the world to build a safer, more resilient, and sustainable future. For the women who make up a majority of your class, follow trailblazers from your school, Motley, Ginsburg, to protect your rights, to make your voices heard, and transform the bar and bench in ways that are necessary and long overdue. For those of you returning to your home countries with your degree, restore our alliances and reaffirm why the exchange of people and ideas is essential to maintaining freedom and hope in the world. And for all of you, no matter your differences of opinion, protect the very foundations of democracy. Trust in self-governance, because right now it's under attack. The very people tasked with enforcing the rule of law are abusing their powers, protecting their friends, and weakening the very principles that make our country work. Yes, our legal system is adversarial by design, but it depends on rules, norms, and ethics. Our democracy is messy, but a free press and checks and balances hold that democratic project together. And as we know, power corrupts, and democracy doesn't just happen. We have to earn it, defend it, forge consensus. That's a tradition you're part of, not just of a school or profession, but of this country. And you're ready. You represent a talented, tolerant, gifted generation. You lived in the most diverse and resilient city of New York, pulling together to show the best of ourselves. The recovery is going to be long, but because of you, we can come out of this even stronger, more empathetic, and more united. We just have to remember who we are and how out of everything terrible that happens, something good will come if you look hard enough for it, as my mom would say. I hope that's what you remember from this bittersweet commencement day. And that's what I hope for my Naomi. Because we can't be together. In this home where Naomi grew up, I spent the morning looking at photos of her on the walls and on the bookshelves, each with a story and a memory. Naomi's named after my deceased daughter, Naomi, who was born when I was not much older than you, at a time when I felt like I was on top of the world. But just like that, everything changed. She was 13 months old when reality intruded on a cold December day. I wasn't with her when she left us, but she's always been with me every moment in the last 48 years since that moment. When I think about Naomi graduating today, I see the bonds that pass down through generations. I see the gift of time that we have on this earth, where we carry our burdens and our dreams not alone, but together, where we find courage in each other, where we never give up, we endure, we overcome, we keep the faith. And all of you, I see the same promise. No one can guarantee it, but you have what it takes for a good life, a great life. You can remake this world anew. Now go live it, share it. We need you. Congratulations, class of 2020, and may God bless you, and may God keep our troops safe.